So ADA currently finds itself trading sideways and consolidating, following on from my previous update where I mentioned how I was tracking an impulsive move to the upside made up of 5 waves. And usually whenever you have a 5x structure that forms, that signals that we are on an uptrend. And so at some point, I'm going to look out for the price of ADA to breach above the local top at 37.39 cents. And this can only happen if on this move to the downside that we are currently witnessing at the moment doesn't breach below the local bottom at 34.66 cents. Now, over the past week or so, within this whole move here, it looks like what's forming at the moment is a potential ascending triangle pattern. So if I draw in the upper trend line and the lower trend line, like so. And so in essence, what you can see is the price of ADA has been finding support at the lower trend line, whilst at the same time getting rejected at the upper trend line. And usually, whenever you have a ascending triangle pattern that forms, that signals that we are bullish and we could see a breakout. And that kind of ties in with Elliott Wave Theory, given that on this move here that we tracked, we had an impulsive move that usually signals that we are bullish, and so we could continue to see higher highs. So if it just so happens that we are bullish, what we could see form is either a potential WXY structure or a 5-wave move to the upside. So assuming that we've got a WXY structure that's forming, what I'll do is I'll set out the Y wave target, which would typically reach anywhere between 1 to 1.236 of the W wave. And that region sits between 37.98 cents to 38.62 cents. So this region here. And if we are even more bullish and we exceed this region and retrace towards the 1.6 net level, that'll then trigger a 5-wave structure and we could see a continuation to the upside. Now, worst case scenario, if it just so happens that we are bearish and the price of ADA then falls below this level here at 35.25 cents, that'll then confirm that what we are forming is a deeper correction made up of a bigger WXY structure. And so here you can see that we got rejected at the 200 EMA level. And if I zoom in, if we continue to get rejected at the 20 and the 50 EMA level, that would also signal that we are bearish and we could see a deep move to the downside play out. And if that's the case, what I'll do is I'll set out this Y wave target for this bearish case scenario. So if I bring in the fib to 37.07 cents, and yeah, ADA would then have the potential to reach anywhere between 34.43 cents to 34.93 cents. Now, if I zoom out, what you can also see is if it just so happens that we are bearish and we tap into this range here, that would also confirm that ADA is trading sideways and consolidating. So if I draw in this channel, and if I change this to a different color, so what you can see is within this channel, ADA has been finding support at around 34 cents. So we'll find support at that level over here, and on this move to the downside, if we were to tap into that range, we could also find support at that level. And at the same time, we've also been getting rejected at this upper channel at around 37 cents. So we've got rejected at that level over here, here, and here. So yeah, if it just happens that we're bearish and we tap into this range, that would also confirm that we're just trading sideways within this channel. Now, despite this, again, I'm on the lookout for the price of ADA to be bullish, and it's possible that we could have this ascending triangle pattern that's forming, and we could also have a potential WXY structure where the price of ADA could then tap into this range. And for the price of ADA to be bullish, what we need is for the price of ADA to break above the 200 EMA level, which has been acting as a level of resistance. And you can see that on the stochastic RSI, we are within the oversold conditions. And so I am on the lookout for the bulls to regain control of the market. And the first obstacle that they'll have to break through is the 20 and the 50 EMA level. And we then need to see the bulls drive the price of ADA towards the 200 EMA level. And on the 4-hour chart, you can see that the bulls still have a little bit of momentum left, but we are on the brink of tapping into the overbought region. And at the same time, we have been getting rejected at the 20 EMA level. And so if we continue to get rejected at that level, that will then signal that we are bearish and we could see a deep move to the downside where the price of ADA could then even tap into this range. And for this ascending triangle pattern to be valid, what we need is for the price of ADA to find support at this lower trend line. If we just so happen to breach below that level, that will then invalidate this whole structure. And if I go in the 8-hour chart, again, we are within the overbought conditions. So it's possible that the bears regain control of the market. And on a daily chart, we are still within the oversold conditions. And so I'm on the lookout for the price of ADA to still be bullish. Now, this could play out over the next couple of weeks. Only time will tell, really, but this is something I'm going to be tracking, and I will keep you guys